Hello, this is a quick introduction to Module 1. In Module 1, we're going to go over the foundations of deviance, what deviance is and isn't. In sociology, we look at deviance as just the breaking of a social norm. It doesn't matter what degree the norm is. Walking down the wrong side of the road is going to be just as deviant or has the same definition of deviance as being a serial killer. It's you broke a social norm. Now, we do understand that there are differences, and that's kind of where we get into the work in this module. We're going to be looking at how our society defines deviance, and then understand that other societies are going to define it in a completely different way. So you will do some cross-cultural studies. There's a little more reading in this module than some of the others. We're going to get pretty video heavy as we go on. But in this one, we're really looking at where does the concept of deviance come from? How do we define deviance? How have we defined deviance in the past? And if we're looking at how did we define deviance in the past, it's kind of the struggle that we had as a discipline to answer the question. Because if we know, especially if we know who is going to be, like if you put deviance and criminal together, which we don't in sociology, obviously, but in the beginnings of the study of deviance, we kind of use deviance and criminal kind of together. And what we were interested in as a field was trying to figure out, so who are the criminals? So if you could figure out who the criminals were, let's say maybe age 8, 9, 10, you could either intervene or, you could do something. And if you took all the criminals away, then wouldn't society be better? We'd all live happily ever after and all that good stuff. But of course, it's not that easy, right? So we will look at those foundations, we will look at the definitions, and we will do some cross-cultural research. And by the end of the module, we should all have a pretty good understanding of how we view deviance and where it fits into some of the larger parts of sociology and criminal justice.